This shows up on my calendar as GSSY Live. And my wife one day, like a couple months ago, she's looking at my calendar. She's like, I'm sorry, what is Gassy Live? What are you doing at noon on a Wednesday? Gassy Live.
Hello and welcome to Geoff Schwartz Smart Review. Geoff Schwartz Smart Review is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Today is Thursday, September 18th. I'm Geoff Schwartz alongside Matt Ford. It is Thursday. It means it is our gambling episode. We are going to talk over all the NFL games of the week and give you our 5 favorite wagers. We'll talk all the games. We'll go over sides, totals, props, and then I'll give you college at the end. Matthew, 5-5 through 2 weeks.
Pretty good.
Maybe our best start ever. I'm excited.
Sadly, yeah, we had our best week 2 ever. We went 2-3. Well done. We did it. I'm not even kidding. Like that honestly was probably our best week 2 ever. I just wanted to point out, I think you said the name of our show in one syllable. I don't know how you did it, but you were able to say Geoff Schwartz is smarter than you in one syllable. I just wanted to commend you for that.
It can be a handful to say at times. I've done it we've done 7 years now, Matt. I've been introing this show. And so I just got used to doing it. I will say it's very nice to see you today.
You too, buddy.
Looking studious with your studious. Is that even a word?
Yes,
studious
extra
with your
studious.
Glasses on.
I've been studying the trends, buddy. Like, it's not because I ran out of contacts and didn't notice until today that I would be wearing these glasses. It's because I've just been locked in on week 3 trends. And there actually are quite a few that we can exploit today. Back to our show name really quickly. This shows up on my calendar as GSSY Live. And my wife one day, like a couple months ago, she's looking at my calendar. She's like, I'm sorry, what is Gassy Live? Like, what are you doing at noon on a Wednesday? Gassy Live. So yeah, I chose not to explain it to her. So she has no idea what we do. It's fine.
My wife has no idea what I do either. She recently told me to put like all my stuff into this calendar we have. Like we have like one of those goes on the counter and it lights up and whatnot. And it has to be different color coded stuff. First time since I retired. I retired in 10 years ago, basically now, where she wants to know when I do my stuff. I don't know why. I'm like, you're at work. I'm in the middle of the day. Why do you care what time I record my podcast at? But yeah,
she's
I actually
looking
put
for
mine
a
in the
good
calendar
line
now.
on Texans Jags. Like she's locking in, man. It's never too late.
She just has no idea that I gamble, which is good and bad, I guess. I have no clue. But nonetheless, this week, Matt, is going to test our strength and our resolve because there's some ugly sides. And last week we hit one of them. Right? We hit the Colts last week. There's a super ugly side. New England was probably more on the uglier side. Then we lost some public sides. It happens. But this will test us this week, Matt. And starting off immediately with Thursday Night Football, I like a side here. We're not going to play it, I don't think, but I'll give you my reasoning for it.
I'm scared of what side you're on. Either side is terrifying because the Bills are favored by 12.5 points against the Miami Dolphins at home. The Dolphins could be in full pack-up shop mode, but also, as we'll get into, big underdogs in week 3 after not covering in the first 2 weeks tend to do much better. So I'm curious if you're going to be able to convince me on either side here.
So one thing that we've discussed on this podcast, like distinctly discussed this, Matt, a lot, is the Buffalo Bills' propensity to blow out teams at home. Have we discussed this before? It's a thing we talked about.
Yeah, but let's remind people.
Okay, so last year they beat bad teams, by the way, bad teams. Jacksonville, 47-10 at home. Tennessee, 34-10 at home. Now, close game, the Dolphins. The Dolphins weren't terrible last season. They don't really qualify as that. They beat the Niners. Remember, this is week 13. The Niners were just sort of a shell themselves. 35-10. Close game to New England, so not all the time, right? 3-point win late in the year. And they beat the Jets 40-14 all the way in week 17. Last season, 2 years ago, I should say, right? They beat the Raiders by 28 at home. They beat the Dolphins by 28 at home. They beat the Giants 14-9. I think we actually had Buffalo in that game. They beat the Jets 32-6. This is what they do, Matt. They beat a lot of bad teams by a lot of points. 12.5 is a lot, don't get me wrong. But you said something that's pretty important here. The Dolphins, man, it's bad. There was a situation at the end of that game last week where it appeared they scored a go-ahead touchdown with about a minute left, but Achane stepped out of bounds, right? Yeah. And they had a lot of time to review the play. Out of the review, Miami got a delay of game and a false start back to back. You got to delay a game with a review. Like, you had time to get a play set up and they didn't do it. And now you Mike McDaniel saying something I've said for a while, but he didn't even say it correctly, which is that you lose more games than you win, in my opinion, with mistakes in the NFL than you actually win. He butchered that quote after the game, said something to that effect of like, you got to just win the games. Very like Dennis Allen quote, right? Like, you play to win the, like, you're just like, or
Dennis Green,
that was from Edwards, maybe. One of the two guys.
Yeah.
Danny Green. There we go. Danny Green. Okay. I got it right eventually. And like it has the feeling of like, get down early, quit this week. And lastly too, last thing, that game was hot in Miami. And even Vrabel after the game, I was listening to him. They put out a Patriots put out like a victory speech that he gave. And he's like, guys, I know you're tired. I'll take care of you this week. Basically saying that like, we'll come back Wednesday and skip Monday or Tuesday workout. The Dolphins play Thursday. Like they play tonight, Matt. So I just think this is a bad spot for Miami. 12.5 is wild and not worth our time for our picks. I may or may not have taken them 11.5, the Bills on my own. But for our picks, I think it's we just stay away from that one.
Yeah, I mean, this either feels like one of those games that Buffalo tends to always have like one weird game in the first month this season. This either turns into the game that gets Mike McDaniel fired, or it turns into one of these like, wait, it's like Tyreek Hill has 250 yards and it's 29-28 with 2 minutes left. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's only two outcomes, and I agree. I think you're right on everything. But obviously, like, it's just not probably going to be one of my favorites. Just even if this was a Sunday night game, I think I'd probably be with you, even though that would take away the short rest thing. But the Thursday night thing, there's just so much weird stuff that happens on these Thursday games. So I'm willing to consider it because I think you're dead on. But obviously not dying to lay 12.5 if we don't have to. But I do honestly really, I think you're right.
So as we go through today, one thing that we talked about that I'm going to include in here is like, we have a lot of money to spend for futures wagers, and we can discuss like where we want to spend some money right now. I think we have the Dolphins under wins anyways, so maybe we're double dipping here. But under 5.5 is still available right now, plus 105.
Wow.
They have Bills, Jets, Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons, and then after the Falcons, it's Ravens, Bills, Commanders, Saints, Jets, Steelers, Bengals, Bucks, Patriots. Are they winning 6 games? 6 of their next, I can't even do math, 6 of their next 15 games? I mean, the Jets probably, that's about it, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying we take that, Matt. I wish there was a way to look at like, DK doesn't have first coach fire, things like that, but there's, ways to maybe make some money here. I'm not sure that's the right way for now on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with them. I do think they're not likely to win 6 games, but this is one of those things, like every year there's one of those teams that just starts abjectly terribly. And then you look up, like the Panthers last year, everyone was done with them. Their season looked like it was completely, a wash. And then you look up and it's like, they're actually like winning some games. They're covering 7 of their last 9. But I'm down to take their under. That seems like a smart way to play it.
Would you do no playoffs minus 1,400?
No. Minus 1,400 that I think there's an air conditioning repair company on my roof, and minus 2,000 that you guys are catching that on my mic. Apologies for that.
It's okay.
So let's move on to the Sunday games. The Packers, who are coming off of a long week of rest, maybe the best team in the league, are at Cleveland. Cleveland's had a very strange season. They outperformed Baltimore in every offensive metric last week, which makes no sense because they lost by 1,000. And the Packers opened, I think, at 9.5, and it's down to 8.5 because all the sharps love Cleveland every year. Do you have a side here? I would love to pass.
Oh man, this is what I love about this game too. Is this? Remember last year when all the sharps were in Cleveland every week and they've just got their ass handed them every single week, Matt. This is the same exact situation.
Yeah.
Where every week they're on the Browns, and they're just There's I'm going to find the tweet right here. There's been a wild start to the season so far. NFL closing favorites of 4 or more points or 12-0 straight up again this season, which is wild. In front of Evan Abrams, they've won 90% of games since week 13, which is just just wild. Like they're just not losing. I'm not saying they're covering these games, but they're also just not losing them. Like it's one of those where, you know, they win by 7 or 10 or 15 or 12, something like that. I mean, look, the Browns are past, man, but just yikes. It could spiral bad for the Browns.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next game then.
The other thing that could happen here is like it's Joe Flacco against that pass rush with 10 days rest. Like this could get really, really ugly. And I don't know. LaFleur against the spread early in the season, he's terrific.
Yeah.
I don't see a way that the smart play definitely would be the Browns over time, but we don't have to make that one of our 5.
Yeah. One thing too that's not up yet because it's recorded this on Wednesday. But Joe Flacco's passing yards, if they ever put up, take the under, because if he doesn't play well, they're going to go to Dylan Gabriel or Junior Sanders. Like they're going to I think that's a play to make here. But let's get to the next game here. We might have a play on this one.
Interesting. Okay, the Rams are going east to play the Eagles in the early window. Eagles have bounced around this week. They're at 3.5 as we record. I'm just curious what side you're on here.
So this is going to be interesting because the sharps are on the Rams and the public are on the Rams, Matt. And I like the Rams to cover this game. I like the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles to cover this one, but it was 4.5. And I just personally, I know this sounds silly, but like I don't like being on the side of everyone in this game. So I would pass on this one, even though I think the Rams are certainly a play. One of my sharp friends who I trust, gave out Rams 4.5 on Sunday to me. So that's obviously not available now, but that's obviously just a CLV for some of those sharp guys, right? You got 4.5. It's now 3.5. Maybe it gets to 3. You could buy back on the Eagles. You can try to have a 1 point middle there, Matt. But I would I would stay away because I'm really worrisome that everyone's on the Rams.
I think my side here would be Philly, to be honest, for that reason. I think people really love the idea that the Rams kept it close in the playoffs last year, which they have, but the Rams haven't really looked good in 2 games. And, they snuck out of that game in Houston. They held serve last week, but I don't love how they've performed. The only thing about this game that could be really good for them is the weakness at corner for Philly. They're going to have a really tough time with those receivers, but like they're not going to be able to run the ball. Stafford's going to be under pressure, which, they played Houston week 1, obviously, like that, and he held up. But I don't know about the Rams coming east and winning this game. I think everyone's just kind of out on Philly. They're bored of them. Everyone's bad at the tush push. I just think everyone loves bet. People like to bet the Rams. They're fun. And I think that everybody's sort of talking to themselves and say, oh, Philly, like they barely beat this Dallas team. Like Kansas City, like doesn't, they don't have it, whatever. But like, they're home. And the other thing about them at home, like Jalen Hurts in 30 games as a favorite at home, he's 27-3. Like the Eagles are going to win this game, and they can win going away pretty easily. Like if they're up by 7, Barkley could just ice it. Like it's very possible they could win this one by a lot.
So I think that what you said is right about sort of why people on this game. I will say that I think, like a lot of people like myself, like we were high in the Rams, remember, Matt, and when we talked to division previews, but we said, like, what about Matt Stafford's back? And that really held us off on the Rams. I think we might have even taken a Rams under. I need to look and see what we got. But now that it appears his back is fine, I think a lot of people are back on the Rams now, right? And that to me is why we're seeing the Rams love it. It was like, well, I'm off. I mean, there were pros that were putting out like, I'm on under Rams 9.5 after it was, Stafford's going to see the back specialist, like they just were reacting to the news of the moment. But it turns out he might be fine. Now he might get hit and it might all go to shit, Matt. But right now he's fine. And they played better in week 1 than week 2 because week 1, he didn't practice at all. Right. So it made sense why he would be a little bit slow in week 1. We saw better week 2 against, a bad Titans team. I'm okay staying away on this one because, buddy, the ugly division dogs start soon.
They're coming, and I'm going to introduce a theory here that about this week. So teams that are 2-0 against the spread in week 3 cover 38.6% of the time.
Wow.
That's really interesting. Obviously, that usually applies more to favorites. Favorites have their worst outright week as straight up winners in week 3. That's a very confusing stat to say. What basically means is like proportional to every other week of the season, favorites do worse straight up in week 3 than any other week. by 10 percentage points. It's significant. It's 67% as favorites through the season, 56.8% in week 3. So this is the week to take the home dogs who are going against teams that are, 2-0 against the spread. We'll get to a few of those, but the Rams have covered both games, and they were both ugly covers against 2 AFC South teams that are weird. Yeah. So I think they're a little inflated. So I know the hook is kind of annoying, but we're getting a good number on Philly. So I'm happy to include them.
Put in the maybes.
Yeah, and as Hank points out, 460 rush yards for Saquon against the Rams in 2 games last year. That seems
he played well last year,
like a lot of yards, Jeffrey. Speaking of ugly games, the Jets and Tyrod Taylor has announced today Justin Fields will not play in this game. Going to Tampa Bay, winners of 2 straight. Do we have the stomach to take the touchdown with the Jets? That's the right face. I don't. That is the face you make when you have to consider betting the winless Jets on the road at any point.
I mean, Tampa's 2-0 with 2 road wins. And now they're back home. 1:00 game. It's going to be 85 and humid. Jets backup quarterback. Look, man, you something that was important about the Jets. I think you're right, man. We sure Glenn can coach defense?
Hey, we sure about that? The take is taking off. I'm seeing it happen.
Oh, are we sure? I've said it on other shows. I'm like, are we sure that he's good as a defensive coach? For the Jets, before the season, we all said good on defense, right? Good personnel. They've stunk for 2 weeks now on defense. Yep. I'd say pass on this game.
Yeah, the only side is the Jets here. The Bucs are one of those teams that have covered 2 straight. They're coming off of that emotional comeback win on a short week here. The Jets, I don't think there's really a difference, maybe a slight difference between what Justin Fields can bring versus what Tyrod Taylor can bring.
Well, you probably get a better passer with Taylor, but you get a better runner and with Fields.
And I think just like a less weird game with Taylor. Like he's just going to do the right smart thing a lot, even if it's not particularly exciting. But yeah, I don't know. The Bucs fall into this fade category, but betting on Tyrod Taylor on the road, I don't love it. But if we were short a 5th, I would push for this one. But I don't think we're going to be.
Well, we won't be short a 5th because the next game, unfortunately, is.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll talk about it. Dude. All right, I'll say the game, and then I'm going to get angry. The Falcons are at the Panthers. The Panthers are getting 5.5 at home. I think we made a rule that we weren't betting any Falcons games. Like, I know you want to bet against them here, but I really need a good reason to be involved in a banged up offensive line against a team that just had 6 sacks last week. Let's hear your case.
Well, I mean, the problem is that the Panthers' offensive line, right? They put 2 guys on injured reserve. It's a problem. But they finally sort of came alive there in the 4th quarter against Arizona. We were waiting for that offense to come alive, and it finally did over really 1.5 games where it was dead. But it's a situation, right, Matt, where you have the Panthers team now 0-2. They did cover against Arizona late, right? They were driving to win the game. It didn't happen for them. And a Falcons team we saw Sunday Night Football beat up Minnesota. And everyone's on the Falcons bandwagon. Now you're kind of in a sleepy game. You're at Carolina, 1:00. Then we half full. How much juice are you going to have in that game after that big win against Minnesota? It's just a good spot to back the underdog here. But the offensive line issues for the Panthers really worry me. But it's sort of the formula, right? Divisional dog getting 5.5, man. 0-2 team, right? You go to 0-3. That's sort of the end of your season right there. I think we'll see a lot of fight from Carolina. We saw a lot of fight at the end of the last game, which has me excited for what they can do in week 3. But you're right about the Falcons. We don't bet Falcons games.
I mean, the thing that caught my attention here was the AJ Terrell injury. The best corner in Atlanta is going to miss this game and probably a few more. So in theory, it should be a little easier for maybe a Ted McMillan, who's a plus 180 anytime touchdown scorer, to maybe get loose. But the other thing about the Panthers, man, is they suck at run defense. And the Falcons, I felt like they handed the ball off on 70% of their plays last week. They're the only team doing that. They did, yeah. So this could be one of those games where they just kind of make it boring and ball control it all game. If you're dying for it, I'll hear you.
I'm not, but I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know if we're going to get 5. That's why it's a maybe for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, here come a few more duds, but there are a few I genuinely really like. We're getting there. has to be discussed. This is an even worse game between another South Division. The Colts are at Tennessee. Everyone loves the Colts. They are 4.5-point road favorites at Tennessee.
Oh, jeez.
I think, how about we make a deal? If we bet the Titans this week and they lose, we're never betting on them again until they change their coach. You have to take them here. The Colts obviously had that very goofy win last week. This is one of those where they're 2-0. They're facing a team that is in their division. Home teams 2-0 against the spread as favorites in week 3 cover 35% of the time. This is just a spot. Like I think the Titans looked a little bit better. They're obviously they were able to move the ball a little bit last week. They are just a really weird team with a really bad coach. You do have to take them here. I think certainly if you're taking a side in this one.
I think it's a must. I think you just have to put it down as a yes and deal with the consequences afterwards, man. But the Colts, again, Daniel Jones has played well, but we know he's not this good, right? We know that. We've seen him play enough. We talked about early in the season, Shane Steichen would get the most out of him. Now they're on the road. They're getting praised 2-0 for the first time since 2009. They won a game, by the way. If the Broncos don't get that leverage call on them, are they 4.5-point favorites on the road?
No
Tennessee?
Chance. Yep. I agree.
No chance. So you get a better number. This was 3.5 too. I think got pushed up to 4.5. So I'm good with Tennessee +4. I'm not watch the game at all, but I'm fine with it. I got Cam Ward, trying to make plays there
he's fun.
I'm okay. I can live with this.
Here's since I have my dorky glasses on, here's some more dorky stats for you. Daniel Jones, 9-3 since 2023 indoors against the spread, 3-11 outdoors. Interesting. Second worst, only to Will Levis. Titans haven't covered a home game in 9 tries. If they get to 10, they will tie the longest in 12 years with themselves. Interesting. The Titans of 2013. Underdogs in the AFC South, 11-1 against the spread in the last year. So all the trends say we got to take the Titans here. I hate it. It's terrible, and I'm not going to enjoy participating in this one, but I think we have one of our 5. One that I don't believe will be in our 5. My team, the Commanders, is laying 3.5 to the Raiders. We do not know if Jaden's playing or not. I'm starting to think he's not because he didn't practice. Mariota took questions from the reporters today. This feels like a no bet to me, unless you feel like the Raiders are a smart play.
No, it's a no bet. We're running out of games, though. Jeez.
We're not. We still have all the 4 o'clocks.
I know, but games I like. No, the thing with Commanders, they're offensively just haven't been as good yet, right, Matt? Just not as good yet. And I don't know why. It just hasn't really clicked so far yet. And the Raiders came back to earth week 2. They didn't look as good. I would lean Commanders here, but if we don't know if Jane Daniels is going to play, so you can't make a bet on this game at all. Yeah, totally. I think their offense. I think last week was really bad. It was a bit of a schedule loss, like we maybe expected. Obviously, Jaden getting hurt is the worst thing that can happen to this team. But last year, weeks 1 and 2, they lost to the Bucs, and they had that weird game where they had 7 field goals against the Giants. And Terry McLaurin did nothing for 2 weeks, and then he took off and had 1,000 yards. So I have a feeling they'll turn it around. But it depends on if Jaden's healthy. If he's not healthy, then we're talking about a totally different outcome here. But west to east, short week for the Raiders. I did like this spot originally for Washington, but not anymore. No. How about this one, Geoff? This is a true coin flip, in my opinion. The Steelers are laying 1.5 at New England. Man, what a weird game. We're going to learn something from this game, right? Well, betting on New England last week I got home with that was my best bet of the week, but yikes, that was rough to watch. The penalties and just the undisciplined nature of their team. But to me, this is the side man in this game. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense has been atrocious. They allowed what is it here? I'm pulling up right now. They allowed 117 yards rushing, but 4 yards a carry to Seattle. They allowed Darnold to pass for nearly 300 yards on them. They were just blown off the line of scrimmage the entire game. The Jets ran the ball as much as they want against Pittsburgh as well. They scored 32 points. They're about 31 and 32 now in 2 games. They're not hitting the quarterback as much. Yeah, the Jets had 400 yards in offense, and they rushed for 182. Now, part of that obviously is the quarterback being able to rush there, but they haven't looked good in the trenches, man. The Patriots ran the ball really well against Miami, who also sucks, by the way, on defense. But I would be happy taking New England here. Back home, the Steelers I don't think are very good. I trust the Patriots defense a little bit. The rush to passer much better against Miami. Gonzalez may or not be back, but Tomlin is a road favorite, dude. Is like one of our favorite spots to wager against him, I should say.
Yeah, and Vrabel is a home dog. He has a winning record straight up. He did in Tennessee, 13-8, straight up as an underdog. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the Patriots should be able to run the ball. They got totally gashed the last couple of weeks, the Steelers. I think this would be one where it's like, well, maybe. I think they're probably the right side. The only thing that's scary is the Steelers haven't covered yet, so everyone's down on them. But that could just be they could be like, was it Dallas last year? Obviously, the Titans were terrible, but there was like one or two teams last year that just never sort of caught up to the market, and it could be Pittsburgh. The Patriots have been very good against the run, so they should be able to take away a lot of what the Steelers want to do on offense. You know that the leading receiver for the Steelers right now is Jaylen Warren through 2 weeks. It's kind of strange.
Probably not great.
Yeah, so
not great.
I think we might just be early on the Steelers. We predicted right that they were going to miss the playoffs this year. That they were actually going to go under their 8.5. So if they're going to do that, the Patriots need to win this week.
They absolutely do. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's consider this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a couple of maybes here. Moving on to the battle of the backups. V Browning, Vikings laying 3. We can't have a play on this game, right?
No, it would be the Bengals +3 or nothing, but we're staying away from this one, I think.
Yeah. We're not betting on Jake Browning or that is illegal.
It's been banned, so we can't bet on him at all.
Yeah, so we might need to bleep out his name. My favorite game of the week, right here. Oh. Texans at Jaguars. The Jaguars are 1.5 point favorites. May I?
Yeah, please. I got nothing for this one. Go ahead.
Houston. Okay, so Houston, first of all, they've looked shaky. We're catching them in a moment where everyone's out on them. Jacksonville, as a reminder, smoked the Panthers in week 1. Congratulations. And then lost a game where Jake Browning threw 3 picks. No clue why they're favored. Stroud, 11-7 against the spread as an underdog, 7-13 as a favorite. Trevor Lawrence, 0-3 against the spread versus the Texans as a short favorite. He's 3-9 all time as a favorite of 2 points or less. All the trends back us, but let's take all that out of it. Let's take all the fancy words out. Are the Texans not just better than the Jaguars? The Jaguars stink, man. Yeah. Like we're really afraid of Travis Etienne getting loose here. Like Brian Thomas Jr. is either injured or not being used properly or both. I'm just really not afraid of Trevor Lawrence, and we're getting points. If the Texans were short favorites, I'd think I'd still like them, but we're getting a good number here. This is my favorite of the week.
Yeah, I think. Well, Houston, to your point, is better now. There are some things that they got to clean up, Matt. Like they're just their pass protection's a problem still. Their defense looked good the other night, but just offensively, it's just not like there yet. But remember what the Bengals did with Jake Browning with the 3 interceptions, and they still scored points, still moved the ball at will. Now the pass interference really hurt them because that was not a pass interference in my opinion, but that happens, right?
Yep.
But the Houston Texans should be able to move the ball. And given your point, we get really a coach that's competent. I'm not saying Liam Cohen's not. I actually love the decision that Liam Cohen made to go for on 4th down. That was absolutely the right decision there. It didn't work out, but that was the right decision. And I like the Houston coaching staff. I like their quarterback. I like their defense. Got to get better up front. But are the Jaguars a team to take advantage of that? I'm not quite sure, Matt. So I'm glad to bet on TJ Stroud. We got like Cam Ward and Bryce Young and Drake May so far. So yeah, give me CJ Stroud. I'll take it.
The Texans also haven't covered yet, and they're 0-2. Like their season is on the line here, and absolutely, I think I do think that they're going to turn it around. And they lost to the Rams and Bucks. Like those are the teams the Texans last year would have lost to also. Teams, yeah. So I have no issue, and I can't believe this line.
Before we get to the afternoon games, we'll take a pause here. Video audience, stay tuned. Audio on, so we'll be back in just a second. All right, Matt. 4:00 game. We actually have a lot of 4:00 games this week. Normally it's like a handful, but we got a couple more than a handful. Let's start out with the game in Seattle here between the Saints and the Seahawks.
Seahawks by 7. I'm not thoroughly impressed with the Seahawks. I feel like everyone else is. It could be that I'm not super into the Steelers, who they mauled last week. So I would say the Saints is the side here, but like, God help us if we take Spencer Rattler on the road. Where do you stand on this one?
Well, I was looking at our list right now of teams we have. We don't have a ton.
Still some good games left.
I know. Yeah, I don't want no part of this. We were both not high in Seattle. I don't know what they've done to be high. They lost a close game in the Niners at home where they didn't score and they beat a bad Steelers team. Like, I don't really know. The Saints, though, Matt, are really, like, they're bad, dude. Like, I know that they were driving to go ahead in the Niners. It wasn't really close. They never really moved the ball. They got sacked immediately. I'm not laying 7 on Seattle. I'm not taking 7 with Spencer Rattler. And I saw people this week talking, Spencer Rattler, man, he kind of has like a little bit. No, he doesn't. Come on, stop. He doesn't have any juice. So it would be a no for me, dog.
The only case to make is the week 3 thing, which is, the Saints still haven't covered. This would be the spot against a team where we think is a bit overvalued, but I just have no interest.
No, none either.
Yeah. Okay. But good luck to the Saints. If this gets to 7.5, I would be pretty interested. But that is not reality.
I mentioned the Randy Jackson. Is Idol still on TV? Do you know?
Where? Sorry. What?
I said there's no for me, dog. That's Randy Jackson, from Idol. Yeah, he used to say like. I just saw because I saw something with Dancing with the Stars is still on. I guess I don't know. I saw something on TikTok about it, so I was like, "Yep, it's back."
Wife's locked in, brother. Oh, it is 7.5. The Saints. It just moved since we started recording this.
Wait.
Can I interest you in 7.5?
The Stars?
Yes. Oh yeah.
No. So you watch it too?
How do I answer that question? Am I occasionally in the room while it happens? At times.
So
granted, I control football 4 nights a week. So, there's not a lot of argument I can make there.
My wife does this thing where she watches this show that she bought on Amazon. Who knows what she did. And so we're laying in bed at night and she's watching. I'm always watching like football on my iPad. I'm doing something that's not related to the show. And then she'll be like, "Hey, what'd they say?" I'm like, "I'm not watching the show. What happened?" I go, do you see that I'm watching football? I'm not paying attention to a show I've watched 0 seconds of. And it's this existence we live in where like she falls asleep 20 minutes later and I just turn off and watch football the rest of the night. It's every single night. It's the same way, Matt.
Yeah. It's like, I don't say like, "Hey, did you see that pass pro there?" You should look up from your phone and talk to me about the way that Josh Allen adjusted the protection. What are we talking about? The Saints are 7.5 point underdogs now, buddy. Do we have to put it as a baby?
With the Stars, surprising. Hank watching Dancing with the Stars is surprising too, but Hank too young for that.
Hank would like nothing more than for us to talk about his television viewing habits right now. I think we should either take 7.5 or move on.
No, we're moving on to Chargers Broncos. Let's go.
Okay, Chargers laying 2.5 to the Denver Broncos. The play here, of course, would be Denver after they've had a shaky start to the season. I've tried to fade them as in every way possible, but the Chargers are flying pretty high. They finished their last game at 1 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday. I would think that this would be a buy low in Denver, but man, it's not fun.
2.5 though. The odds makers will just give you some middle finger, right, Matt? Couldn't 100%. Get 3. Gotta go 2.5.
It's not pretty.
Oh, you get 3. Now, see, DK doesn't offer that even number. We talked about this last week. You can't get you can't get +3 -120, which you can get. This should be available, but they go by the half. They go by the half point, right? So we can't get the full.
Can I give you a weird stat? This is also courtesy of our buddy Evan Abrams. Sean Payton in weeks 1 and 2. He's played 36 games. He's covered 12 of them. Interesting.
Wow.
And then week 3, 12-5 against the spread. So there is clearly, some of these teams where they sort of like stink for a few weeks, or like last year's Saints looked amazing through 2 weeks and then fell apart. Like there is some sort of adjustment maybe that comes after these first 2 weeks.
I saw a tweet today that had the point spread last year for Eagles Saints week 3. Kids are favored by like 2.5 in that game, which is just mind blowing considering how the season ended. But that's how it was. Remember, the Saints
we probably
bet
on the Saints.
They probably had 60 points the first 2 weeks last year.
Yeah, Bill Simmons famously compared them to the '99 Rams through 2 weeks last year. Yeah, so I look the Chargers that are at an all-time high. People like me have had to eat it on the Justin Herbert takes the last couple of weeks. Denver, everyone is kind of off of them. I just wish we got the 3, but I would not if we're needing a 5th. I would not hate Denver here.
It's the right play. It absolutely is. Open 1.5, out to 2.5 now. Ugly side. Yeah, I'd be open to it.
Okay, more than the Saints
all
catching
the money
7
in the Chargers too.
God, I don't even really want to talk about this game, but it's going to be so entertaining. The Cowboys are now short road favorites at Chicago.
Oh, gross.
1.5 is the number. I'm like very confused about this game because everyone, the public and the sharps, are all over the Cowboys. So much so that this passed through the 0 and as the Bears started as favorites. It's basically like, do you think that Caleb and Ben Johnson kind of turned it around against what appears to be like a college level defense when they really need a win?
So today, Ben Johnson, the Bears head coach, at the podium said, "Our practice habits are yet to reflect a championship caliber team." Now we know that they're not a championship team, but he's telling you that his team can't even practice properly.
I feel like I need to say that at the office. Like when we're having like pre-production meetings, like this does not reflect the caliber of a championship team. Like let's just do better. I like that.
You should clip that out. I told you, I think before my wife texted me like a year ago and she goes, "Hey, like I was in a meeting and someone said like, who has it better than us?" I think that was like the saying. And they said it was like Bill Belichick. And I was like, Jim Harbaugh? Like you're quoting Jim Harbaugh at your office? She goes, "Yeah, we have like this call once a week or once a month, and it always starts out with that. Who's it better than us?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." So Matt, every month they start a call with Jim Harbaugh, motivational quotes. That's Jim Harbaugh who said that for years. Who is it better than us? Nobody. So that's my. You can bring that quote now to your office. Okay, the Ben Johnson quote.
I kind of like that one, but I really like what Ben Johnson said. I think I saw this. Somebody said it online. Ben Johnson is like a very scripted, like I have the keys, just follow the roadmap, just do it this way. Like Jared Goff really thrives in that. And Caleb is this like, let me just run around and make some stuff happen. Like there's such a stylistic mismatch.
I know, but Caleb Williams can't play quarterback like that. I know that we love that, to watch that as fans, like that sort of red zone highlight, like almost kind of like an NBA League Pass like type of player where like you want to put an NBA League Pass to watch that guy score 30 points and have 2 assists.
Yeah.
Like, but that's not actually winning basketball. Right. Winning football from that position is in the pocket. Now, of course, you have to leave the pocket to make plays at times, but he looked a little bit better in week 2. We'll give him credit on that. But there's still a lot missing in that. And look, I've been very clear about this. It takes time, man. It takes 2 months. We might not know for 2 months how good Caleb Williams can be in this offense. But Dallas plays 0 defense. They have about 37 points. They made Russell Wilson look like he was in 2015 Russell Wilson. He threw for 450 yards. 450 yards.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have allowed 37 points, and then they allowed 24 the Eagles before that game grinded to a halt. Like the total is 50.5. You know how high that is for an NFL game? 50.5.
That's crazy.
That's 30-21 is a high scoring NFL game. Like that's a good amount of points in an NFL game. They're telling you right now. Obviously, that's the spread doesn't make it 30-21. Just telling you, like that's what they expect this game to be. And it's more like they expect it to be 26, 27, 25. To be honest, but whatever. No one really, right? Like but still, like the point of this is that they had a lot of points in this game, and I kind of like the dog when spent a lot of points, Matt, but I don't really feel great about this one.
Yeah. So 0-2 teams. The Bears are against the spread and straight up, but against the spread, they cover a little over half the time in week 3. I just think the Bears. I thought the Bears were going to be good. I appear to be wrong. The thing that is possibly interesting is that, dogs, when the line crosses the 0, dogs do cover 56% of the time when that happens. So the sharp play is the Bears. It's contrarian. We are getting a good number. But I don't know if I have the stomach for it, but I think we have to at least scratch it off the list, I guess, right? This will be our 7th, maybe, I think, if I'm keeping track correctly. Maybe 6th.
Yeah, maybe or 7th, maybe. I don't know if we're gonna have one in the next game, but we'll see. We have a lot of maybes. We had a lot. I mean, we got 2. Tennessee and Houston are in my opinion. We have just a bunch of maybes after that.
Yeah. Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers 1.5 point favorites.
It's actually 2.5 now.
2.5. 2.5.
Yeah. So I know a group sent out Niners money line like an hour ago. So that's why the numbers moved a little bit here.
Interesting. Kyle Shanahan, weirdly, his worst record against any opponent is the Cardinals. He's 2-5-1 against the spread at home against the Cardinals.
They there's a water bottle under me. It's not mine. I keep hitting it. I keep crunching. I feel like I'm going to break it under this nice studio here. They can't stop Kyler Murray running the football. That's been their problem over the years. They can't stop him. He just runs the football at will against them. But yeah, I try not to bet on Cardinals games like the Falcons. Who knows? And Mac Jones, dude, the glazing of Mac Jones this week. People are like, see, they should have drafted him. They should have drafted him. Brock Purdy stinks now. It's all a system thing. I'm like, well, we thought that anyways a little bit, but he played one game against the worst team in the NFL. Can we slow down a little bit here, please?
Maybe we take the Cardinals. I mean, honestly, I'm with you. I can't believe that Mac Jones, everyone is just saying, well, the 49ers, there's no difference. It's I'm sorry, clearly there is. They just paid Brock Purdy, a ridiculous contract, and they're still this really banged up team. The Cardinals, are the most unfun 2-0 team ever. But the 49ers, are not good. Maybe this is a side here. I didn't consider this.
Well, here we go. As we are talking about this is why the number moved. Ready, Matt? Adam Schefter. Brock Purdy, quote, has a chance to play Sunday for head coach Kyle Shanahan.
Has a chance to play. Interesting. So I guess we have to lay off of this then, or we're getting a really good number if Mac Jones plays. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, clearly as we record this, it's hard to. He's eliminated at practice today, Brock Purdy. That could be hey, I might need to get out on the field because this guy looks pretty good. I don't know. He's also got a shoulder injury. He's got a toe and shoulder injury. I don't think
he cares. He made so much money. He doesn't care what Mac Jones does.
Yeah, fair enough. I wish I could say the same about myself. I care deeply about what Mac Jones does this week. Sunday Night Football. Weirdest line of the week. The Chiefs are laying 6 to the Giants, who remain the sharp team. They are this year's Browns from last year. Every week, all the sharps are going to love the Giants. I really wish this was 5.5 because I think I'd be on Kansas City, but I don't see a world where we can have a side in this.
Well, Giants are the side, Matt. I don't really think it's that complicated here if you're taking a side in this. First of all, what have the Chiefs shown to be 6-point road favorites against anyone so far this year? They lost to the Chargers. They scored 21 points, and they lost to the Eagles and scored, 17 points? Kelsey dropped the pass, sure. The Giants' defense is good. They're not going to score in this game. The Chiefs are not going to score in this game. The question is, can Russell Wilson get across 17 points?
Is that the question? Why is this line so high? I think this is the books. They're looking for anyone to take the Chiefs, and they're not willing to lower it. That has to be what they're doing here.
I think it's the other way around. I think they're begging people to take the Giants.
I'm curious what the splits look like. I'm going to look on the TK app as we talk, but I just don't know anybody who trusts Kansas City to lay 6, who's actually like the public now is so sharp. I can't imagine that anyone in the last couple seasons thinks that that's what's going to happen here.
My guess is that A lot of people in Kansas City.
Wow, 73% on DraftKings is on Kansas City. So maybe the play is the Giants. That's really surprising to me.
But I don't want to root. I made this point before. I don't like taking the teams I root for, their opponent plus points. I just don't like that. Like I don't want to root for my team to only win by a certain amount of points, Matt. Like I think that's a weird rooting experience. Yes. Okay, passing, but to me it would be the Giants. The under in this game, 45.5 is really enticing to me. The Giants are not going to play as well as they did on defense last week. The Chiefs defense has been fine. They stopped the run really well. The Giants only have Malik Neighbors. Like they don't have a ton of weapons, right? Like the Chiefs are shut down. The Chiefs are going to play good defense in this game. The question is, can the Chiefs offensively handle the Giants defense? If they can do that and they're more efficient offensively, then yeah, 27-17 is certainly possible, right, Matt? In this game, maybe 24-17, 24-14. And when it comes to, I think to me, the under, though, is absolutely the play in this game. 45.5 right now.
Yeah, that's a good play. So I just have a feeling this is that week 3. Something weird always happens. One of these teams, either the Chiefs, the Bills, the Packers, the Bucks, the Colts. I don't even know if they sort of belong there, but one of these teams is going to lose. And it's like somebody's gonna kill everyone in Survivor. It's like we're too far into the season for that not to happen.
We are. That's certainly true. Yeah.
It feels, for some reason, this Chiefs thing, I don't like. I want to just put it all on the Chiefs and Survivor, but I just have a weird feeling. Don't you? Like I just. Something's up here, and the Giants, like, they are frisky and they're desperate also. Like they just lost 2 divisional games. Is there a world where the Chiefs could actually drop this one?
Yeah, why not? I don't know why there's absolutely a world. I'm not sure they do that, but they're better and they're back. Back against the wall is absolutely true here, Matt. Like they got to win this game. So yeah, they could absolutely drop the game. Yes, they could. I don't think they're going to, but they absolutely could drop the game. Yeah, but I just don't think I want to wager on it though.
It's a really interesting moment for the Chiefs. Okay, we're passing on that one. Monday night will be fireworks. The Lions at the Ravens. This opened at 2.5 and has gotten bet up to 4.5 for Baltimore.
Why is that?
Because everyone loves Baltimore, man. Like they're awesome. I think people think the Lions, putting 50 up on the Bears doesn't really count. But I don't know. Where are you?
I would probably just stay away from this one. Like I don't feel great about it. To me, the number doesn't make sense. That's partly why I'm at. I don't understand why this number is so big.
Yeah, this would be a Lions play. I don't know. I don't feel super strongly about it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have an opinion here, really. I wish I had something to say. But yeah, I guess we should just pass it. But I now that we're talking about it, it's like, yeah, why is that? It feels like a point or two too high. But, Lamar as a favorite's excellent. At home is excellent. Lions coming off of a game where they showed out. It's usually a bad time to bet on them.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's strange. Huh.
All right.
Well,
ready, buddy? Got my notebook here.
Yeah, let's run through. We have some really interesting maybes here.
Okay. So Tennessee's a yes. Houston's a yes, right? We agree on those two?
Yes. Let's go. AFC South. We're locked in.
Philly, Carolina, New England, Denver, Chicago, Arizona, the Giants. The Giants are gone. Goodbye. Arizona's gone, right? Because we don't know about Purdy, right?
Quarterback's deal is.
I like New England though. Don't against Pittsburgh, or you just?
Yeah, we can let's put that at the top of the list here.
Okay. All right. So Denver is the right play too this week, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I had Chicago on my maybe list. I think we can dump them.
We'll look at something with the Chargers. With the Chargers game. Okay, so dump Chicago?
I think so, right?
Yeah, so that means we basically only have Denver. We have 2 spots left for Philly, Carolina, Denver.
And we're ruling the Saints catching the 7.5 against Seattle. You want to rule them out?
Yes, please.
Okay. I did my best.
All them, you know what? Let's put Denver in there.
Okay, so Carolina to me feels like the odd team out because of their offensive line.
So put Philly.
Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah, that's our last. That's our.
But you liked Carolina coming in. I don't know. Let's look in the mirror here and say we're betting against Daniel Jones laying 4.5. I like that. Houston with their season on the line. Love that. Tomlin is a road favorite. Drake May against the Steelers. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I think we can. I'm good with either Philly or Carolina. I feel like we have enough like sound logic that we need to throw a dart.
If I told you that Carolina got sacked 7 times and lost 24-6, you'd be like, well, of course they did.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that is exactly what I would say. Let's take the champs.
And we're basically just the Rams. The wager on Philly is basically a fade of everyone on the Rams this week. It's basically what it is, right? Like we're just everyone sharps and squares are on the Rams this week. They almost won in the playoffs last year. They did, but last year was last year. It's not this year, right?
Yeah, it was a snowy game.
Sort of an ugly-ish game. All right, Tennessee plus 4.5, Houston plus 1.5, New England plus 1.5, Denver plus 2.5, Philly minus 3.5.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good list.
It's pretty good. The NFL, man, Jesus Christ.
Just weird truth here. The Rams have won, I think it's 9 of their last 10. Or I'm sorry, the Eagles have won 9 of their last 10, I think, against the Rams. They've won 3 out of 4.
They won like 19 of the last 20 games, I think.
Yeah, they won 10 out of 12
in general
against and 10 out of 11 against the Rams. Sometimes those teams, there's just like a weird, since back when they were in St. Louis. We've made our picks. Why don't we move to college here? And
let's take one more break, Matt. So stay tuned for college. We'll talk about that. I have like six things I want to talk about. 6 games. We'll go pretty quickly here. Be back in a second. Video. Stay tuned. All right, Matt, we're back. College football. Here we go. You ready? Rapid fire.
Let's fly.
Start Friday night. I like Rutgers plus 3 at home against Iowa. Iowa, their quarterback stinks, lack of a better term, Matt. Their offense is atrocious, and they're on the road. And I don't like that combination. Rutgers offensively is much better this year. They have I can't even pronounce his name, Kalimanakis. I'm sorry. Troll me on Twitter, whatever, man. If you do that, then you come on our show. He's much better this year. He's in year 2 of this offense. They want to throw the ball deep. They're getting the ball down the field a little bit more. Matt, right now for Iowa, they're adjusted. Right here. Well, their air yards per attempt is like 6.1. Not great in college football. That's not great. On the road, Rutgers defense is struggling a little bit so far, but I like Rutgers to cover this game Friday night. Okay, here's one I need your opinion on because it involves your Maryland Terrapins.
Oh,
this game started like open 7.5. They're playing Wisconsin, just got crushed by Alabama. Wisconsin's quarterback might be back, but here's the play for me in this one. So one spot I think that's important to play in college football, and you're right. I'm right most of the time. I'm wrong sometimes. Well, Cal's quarterback JKS, like wrong about him in this game, but I bet against true freshman Bryce Underwood, right? When he went, Michigan quarterback went to Oklahoma. This is the exact same spot. Malik Washington is a true freshman quarterback for Maryland, doing a great job, but they played 3 home games against Patsies, Matt. Yep. They're on the road at Wisconsin after Wisconsin got embarrassed by Alabama. This number went from 7.5 to 10. It's 10 right now. I like Wisconsin to cover this game.
Look, I'm not going to tell you that Maryland's going to lose a game on this air, but I will say it makes sense. Maryland, I think every year has this sort of similar path where they start pretty hot, and then it's like, whoa, could we be back? And then we play a real team and get pummeled. But I don't know, man. Kid looks pretty good, but yeah, I get. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. Like Notre Dame to cover 24.5 against Purdue. They're obviously 0-2, but they played 2 good teams. Purdue's not good. It's sort of like a get right game for them, and they just like take out all their anger on Purdue. I'll go faster here, Matt. Indiana right now host Illinois. They're out to 6-point favorites. This is 4.5, 24 hours ago. I can't give you 6 when I got 4.5, but I like Indiana here minus 4.5, -5. Might come back down at some point, but worth paying attention to there. Lastly, kind of an off-the-wall game, but Arkansas is at Memphis. You heard that right. Arkansas, SEC team, at Memphis, group of 5 team. Makes no sense why they're at Memphis. I don't know why. They're 7-point favorites. Arkansas went to Ole Miss last week. They lost by 6. They host Notre Dame next week. So it's a sandwich situation. You go to Memphis. Again, like, why are you in Memphis? Doesn't make any sense. It'd be Memphis Super Bowl. Their coach could use this game for his resume. So I like Memphis here catching 7 points against Arkansas. So that's college football for you there, Matt. Anything else?
They're good deep dives, buddy. Thank you for a good show this week. I also thank you for allowing us to take Jalen Hurts instead of Bryce Young. Feel great about our life choices. And just good luck finding a good Indian place tonight.
The thing about it is like that Indiana wager, man, like it's hard because I got 4.5. I have to give out like 6 tomorrow on some podcast I do. I don't like it. I have to give that to put it off the board now, I think.
I think I'm going to lean into more how much I dislike. Like, I think it'd be funny if I sort of got agitated that you do other podcasts. Like, obviously you do other podcasts, but I think I'm going to have more fun with that and be angry and deny that they exist. So I don't know why you would give out picks anywhere else.
You should deny they exist.
Yeah.
You should absolutely do that. It's just me and you. All right, buddy. Any last words?
You sound like my college girlfriend. No, I'm good, buddy. I'm not going to get my heart broken again. That'd never happen.
When's the last time you've been to Rita's and got to yourself? Is it no Rita's? What's the ice cream place that emails me nonstop now?
Rory's.
Rory's. Yeah.
Been a while. I'll send them your best. Good ice cream spot open in San Monica. I'll take you to it next time.
All right, everyone. We'll be back on Tuesday. Stay tuned, by the way. If you're still listening now, you obviously like us. I have a special interview coming out. I believe we determined it's coming out on Friday. So pay attention to that. It's going to be fun. And we'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.
See you, buddy.